Hey everybody. So I got off a call this morning with a client, and it really had me thinking a lot. You know, I work with a lot of women that are high performing women. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean in business. They can also be high performing in their family. They can also be high performing because of the consequences in their life, because of just how their life is played out. That means that they are a single mom, or they have had come from nothing and they've had to work really hard to have something. But mostly I work with high performing women that also have businesses, and they could be a marketer or an entrepreneur or whatever. But that's a lot of who I work with. And the reason being is because these type of women have had to push and work so hard to get the things that they need to get done, and then the things, their goals and their desires and their dreams to be done as well, that their bodies have begin to be dysfunctional, and so that they are experiencing insomnia and extreme fatigue and autoimmune stuff, and weight loss resistance. And so at this point their body becomes very dysfunctional, and they really don't know why. And so in the first phase of diagnostics, obviously I do the testing, and so that's really not hard for these ladies because it's something to do. But unfortunately for these women, what becomes a struggle is the waiting and the process of releasing. So one of the things that I have them do is they begin to eat better. So they begin to eat well, and they begin to move less. And I know that blows your mind as someone that is in the health and wellness and has been a trainer for 2 decades. But in these cases, I ask these women to move less in a lot of ways. That doesn't necessarily mean working out. It means that that means is that they're so comfortable with pushing and going and driving. So really, if I told a lady to stand here next to my house and I said, just stand here, I'll be right back, literally a woman that is driven will push on the side of the house, knowing good and well she can't move it, just to give her something to do, because she is so comfortable that in pushing and doing. And unfortunately, one of the things I have to do, or fortunately for them, eventually if they succumb to it, I have to teach them how to get to where they're going to get to while releasing or relaxing into the moment, which means they have to become very comfortable with not doing. They have to be very comfortable with not pushing. And it is super hard. I don't know if you're one of these women, but it is super hard for women to do that because they want to have a to-do list. They can handle it. They can just push through the fatigue. They can push through the insomnia. They can push through the food cravings or the weight loss resistance, or they can ignore the fact that they're gaining weight consistently because they just push through it in other ways. They'll just check that to-do list. So really what happens is that, and here's the best analogy that I can think of, is that when I'm working with my clients in the gym, and I go, okay, so we're going to work on your flexibility. So your hamstring flexibility is just one, but you're sitting on the floor and you're supposed to reach towards your toes, right? Well, most people think that they just reach as hard as they can. They just push. Once they grab their toes, they can pull back. Okay, so there's 2 things happening there. They're physically acting on the push, and they're physically acting on the pull in order to create an outcome. The outcome is to be able to be more flexible. The best way to be more flexible is if you were to reach as far as you can, and then if you relax and breathe deep into the stretch, you will actually see your fingertips get closer to your toes. Nothing's being forced. You actually release and relax into the stretch. Nothing is being forced, and your body doesn't have to be broken down in order to get to where you want to be. It's very backwards. And so one of the things is I'm doing these testing and I find out where their body is dysfunctional, and then I go, okay, hold on. We have got to relax into these test results and figure out, and I give them their action plan. This is where we're going and this is our goal, but you're going to have to relax into this. Relax into this program. Chill the heck out. And it is the hardest but I could tell them to go run 3 marathons in one day, and they'll be like, okay, check. Got my shoes on, check. I'm stretching, check. I might die, check. Doesn't matter. But when you tell A high-performing woman, again, she could be high-performing in her family or in her business or wherever. When you tell her she has got to relax into this in order to accomplish what she wants to accomplish, she will straight look at you from the depths of you've been taken over by demons. I'm not kidding you. It's just major resistance. And so one thing I've gotten really good at is working my women through this point. Going, no, you cannot push through this the rest of your life, because what's going to happen is you end up being like some of the other clients that don't actually end up doing diagnostics, and they keep thinking, I can push through this. I can do this on my own. I got this. And they keep hitting that same wall. They keep standing by the house and pushing on this house, and the house isn't going anywhere. And they just get tireder and tireder and tireder and more broken. Their health gets more broken and more broken and more broken. Do not let this be you. Do not. It was me, and now it is not. And yeah, you can get to where you want to be without having to work harder. You have to work smarter, but your body has to be healed first. Peace out.